Now, it's not only the scientific community, but also organized religion that is addressing the threat of global warming. Not too long ago, Pope Francis stirred up the world by announcing the encyclical on the environment. Well, now, coming from one of the most unlikely geographical regions to support the end of fossil fuels, listen to this, the Middle East, home to Islam, one of the biggest faith groups in the world. Well, they have raised their hand in order to prevent a global catastrophe in the not-so-distant future. Islamic leaders from 20 countries have unveiled a sweeping new declaration on climate change, calling on their fellow Muslims to care for the planet and asking world leaders to phase out their use of fossil fuels. Would you think that in your life you will see the Middle East asking for the world to stop using fossil fuels?
Yes, I would think that. And the reasoning, because I don't really trust the official statement given here. I know that some people do, and that might get me stoned, but I think that they're saying it's okay for us to sell them to you. We're not personally going to use them because we understand what they do to the environment on our corner of the world. You want to destroy your corner, you go right ahead. By the way, we're going to make money off of you. That doesn't surprise me at all. This seems like something that would be logical. Now, on their part of still selling, which I'm assuming that they're still selling it, they're just not going to use it any longer themselves?
Well, this comes from the International Islamic Climate Change Symposium, and it's a formal declaration on global warming. What they're doing is it's a group of scholars and religious leaders that represent the different regions of Islam, and they're saying this is the recommendation that they're giving out to the leaders, the political leaders of the region. So, to your point, it's a very complex issue because they do survive, their economies are based, they don't have the authority. This is a recommendation not only to leaders, but also this is a call for the Muslim world in general to make a difference every day in their life. We're talking about the other biggest religion in the world, with Catholicism that already the Pope have come out and said we have to address this. Now we have the Muslim world calling for their people to address the situation. I think that now whoever is trying to deny climate change, either they have the religion, incentive to believe in it, or the scientific incentive to believe of it, but there's no escape. We have to address global warming.
Right. I mean, that's very noble of them, and that's very honorable. That's an excellent thing that they're calling for a reduction in the use of fossil fuels with their own community. I don't know if they can enforce it, so it's just a good measure. So hopefully, they can influence public opinion enough.
They want to influence the decision makers. They're calling for the leaders of the Muslim world to actually attend the Paris talks at the end of the year on climate change, be part of the conversation and address. They're calling for the end of use of fossil fuels in developed countries of the Middle East, in the Muslim world, by 2050. Also, they are asking for the help of the developed world to go to the impoverished areas of the world to help those places where the consequence of climate change is really, really affecting the life of others. Because in the big cities, in the developed world, we see the changes in climate and it does not really affect the everyday life. But in some regions of the world, it's a daily struggle. A drought in the middle of Africa is not the same that the drought in Los Angeles or San Francisco. Mm-hmm. So they are calling for this, for the developed countries and the rich countries in the Muslim world to take care of those who are in a bigger risk.
Got it.
And, I think it's a great advancement from the Muslim faith to be part of this religious address of the climate change in this world. Let us know how you feel. What is your opinion? And if you haven't, please subscribe to LibTV2.